Thanks for being with us for the BP Supercars All-Stars E-Series. Race 12 of the championship is next. Another 10 laps in Montreal. If you missed the end of the last one, it was Shane Van Gisbergen on the top step of the podium. The real challenge for him tonight is in this one. It's a reverse grid as we take a look at the truck assist starting grid. Crumpo, it means he'll be right at the back. The good news is Joey Logano, our international wildcard, starts on the front row for this one.
And the Armour All pole, Jack Smith, Joey Logano alongside, then Scotty Pye for DeWalt position 3. Fabian Coulthard, who did a bit of panel work on that car in the previous. Chaz Mostert is out of position number 5, and then we've got Jamie Whincup followed by Rick Kelly out of position 7 and 8. Marcus Ambrose out of 9. Alex Davison, local legends, out of position number 10. On the 6th row of the grid, Jake Kostecki, who copped a penalty earlier from Angelo Missouri. So I haven't mentioned him tonight. He's from the Dunlop Super 2 Series, drives for Roland Dane at 888. He's a young guy to watch. Macaulay Jones and Mark Winterbottom. Alex Rossi, Indy 500 winner. Todd Hazelwood with the brute military strength backing on that car. Zane Goddard followed by Jack LeBrock, unit and Super Cheap Auto Penrite Racing and Truck Assist for David Reynolds and for Lee Holdsworth. A couple of guys with great supercar experience. Gary Jacobson, yellow cover, and Nick Percat for Dunlop Super Dealers. For Mobile One Racing and Middies Electrical, Bryce Fullwood and Andre Heimgartner for Ned Racing in the Mustang, Cam Waters, who came into tonight's round second in the championship for Monster Energy. Will Davison for Milwaukee. Scotty McLaughlin, who had a wild race in that last one alongside Anton De Pasquale, and up the back of them, position number 29, having won our previous race, is Shane Van Gisbergen. What could possibly go wrong? In fact, I thought it was quieter in that previous one as we pick up on Joey Logano than it might otherwise have been. But if I want to measure the chaos-ometer, I reckon it'll be up in this one because it is a low grip track. The positions are reversed, and these are the guys that we're going to see featuring. So Jack Smith off the Armour All pole for SCT Logistics. He drives for Brad Jones Racing. For Irwin Racing, it's Mark Winterbottom. His teammate is Scotty Pye. And Frosty has been pretty solid so far as well. And there's Chaz Exotic, car number 25, Mobile One Appliances online. Would you buy a Tiger from this man?
I'm just wondering, as we take a look at the truck assist entry of Lee Holdsworth, just how Jack Smith's feeling right now. 20 years of age. He's done 15 starts in the Virgin Australia Supercars Championship. He's going to start on the front row of the grid against a Daytona winner, a man who's won the NASCAR Championship, and a bloke who's also won more than 20 races in that NASCAR series. As we take a look at Marcus Ambrose. So he will get away from position number 9. Let's hope that Marcus gets in the groove here. Another 3 races ahead of us, the second and final at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve here in Montreal, Canada. And then we'll go across to New York State, Watkins Glen for races 13 and 14. The Super Cheap Auto Racer of Jack LeBrock.
Managing his hydration going into this 12th race of the BP Supercars All-Stars E-Series. Chris Pither for Coca-Cola Racing and Team Sydney. He's driving car number 22. He's got a new screen there helping him through the procedure. Had a conversation earlier today with Will Davison from Milwaukee Racing, and he's finding the sensitivity and the steering treatment and the brake treatment very difficult to manage with these cars, but he's doing very well. He's trundling along very solidly. So he's been very impressive, and we need to keep an eye out as to whether or not Marcus Ambrose has a better run in this one. We picked them up on the starting grid. A reminder that this one is a reverse grid. There is a compulsory stop. Once again, it's a sprint race. It's 10 laps, the journey around here. It'll be roughly 43 odd kilometres. Montreal, Canada. The racetrack on the island is right nearby the CBD. Jack Smith doesn't look too stressed. Joey Logano alongside him. We're getting set. They're on the edge of the St. Lawrence River. 29 supercars. 6 supercar champions, 7 Bathurst winners and some international superstars, and already they are into each other. Logano gets centre punched into non-existence, so he's gone to the back of the pack. So Joey's got a grin going. He's picked it up and grabbed it. Alex Davison's getting nailed here as well. I did promise you some chaos. I'm delivering on the promise. Nick Percat's got a half a roll going on here. We've got Marcus Ambrose, Lee Holdsworth, Chris Pither, Anton De Pasquale, Scott McLaughlin, and just about everybody that's ever driven a supercar since 1932's upside down or in a wall.
Scotty Pye was up over on the wall. It all started when Joey Logano got the Ford Performance Team Penske Mustang bogged down on the start. He couldn't go anywhere. Jack Smith took advantage of that, but then all the chaos started.
So is it all cleaned up? Will there be a Vodafone safety car intervention, or do we press on? We've got car number 12, Fabian Coulthard from Chaz Mostert at the moment, but this is definitely one that I'm going to handball to Craig Baird because
safety
I've got
car.
no idea. So he has called the safety car. Beardo, shed some light.
Yeah, it's safety car, release safety car.
Okay.
The bunker's fairly busy.
Yeah, I thought you might be.
I'll say one thing. Where's Tim Schenken when I need him?
Yeah, he's having a nice glass of red.
Running
Melbourne at the moment.
Let me get you the order.
Be careful.
Yeah, let me get you the order while we do this. You control what's going on in the bunker there. The BP Ultimate replay will show. So keep your eyes on Logano, car 56 on the left. He basically doesn't go anywhere, makes contact with Chris Pither, gets shot back out to the middle of the racetrack and starts spinning around. They go around turn 1. Alex Davison up on 2 wheels again in the local legends. The Napa Auto Parts entry of car 27, Alexander Rossi makes contact with him, and then it's a free-for-all.
It was Scott Pye that I missed in the foreground there, so he was another one in that gang. Jack LeBrock minus the bonnet. It's a tangle of supercars.
You know when you're a kid and you're stuck in the Dodgem cars and you can't get out no matter which way you go?
Seen a few of those. There's the BP Ultimate replay from above. So Joey gets a tardy start, and then once he's turned around, then chaos ensues. Mark Winterbottom, Rick Kelly rotating. And then these guys managed to have their own separate shunt. Missouri, Davison.
So Scotty Pye was at the lead by the time he got to turn 2.
Not for long. He's pulling grass out of his earlobes at the moment, so he's scraped across the grass and whacked the wall. So I don't know where he's popped back out here, but they've also got fast repairs available to them, so don't worry folks, they can dust themselves off. Unlike reality, you can press on. I believe that Joey Logano is listening in the background. Hey Joey, it's Neil. That looked like a pretty wild start in the number 56 Mustang.
Yeah, I don't really know how to do the standing starts, is what I figured out.
Really?
I like the rolling start. Yeah, thanks. They started going, I was like, well, I'm sitting there spinning my tires, they're passing me, I spun out. Oh, it was a disaster. It was really bad.
It's cool, mate.
I'd rather start in the back.
Our viewers that regularly watch our supercar coverage and may not see as much NASCAR may not be aware of the fact that it's all rolling starts for you guys. This is a very different discipline.
There's a lot of different disciplines here right now for me. This whole left and right thing, these cars, it's a mess. It's really bad, guys.
Hey, Joey, the good news is there's only 2 more races after this as well.
I think my internet might break here in a little bit.
Just pull that plug. Hey, thanks for chatting to us. Best wishes for the balance of this. You never know what you can redeem out of this.
All right, sounds good. Have fun, guys.
Yeah, you too. So he's back out there and up and running once again. This is a guy that's had a Daytona 500 victory to his credit, a NASCAR champion as well. He's a terrific sportsman and a great athlete. He's already got a couple of wins to his name so far in 2020. So here's the replay of the start. So Jack Smith on the right, and all the wheel spin that Joey just described on the left-hand side of the screen. It was Chris Pither who tried to squeeze through the gap, and then once it flicked Joey into Nowheresville, he was in strife. So, I mean, I just can't for the life of me untangle that for you. Suffice to say, you know, Scape and I went through this a few years ago, you know, murder of crows and all the rest of it. There was a tangle of supercars. It was a lot. Great time to pick up the pit reporters. There's 800 cars in the lane.
You may have noticed that there's a bit going on in pit lane at the moment. Everyone pitted except, according to our timing screen, Fabian Coulthard. He was the first guy in the queue who was leading the race and still is leading the race because the only guy who didn't pit. Now, once we go back to green flag racing, here he is now. He's still going to have to make his pit stop. So Fabian's race is ruined.
And it's showing that Frosty hasn't pitted either. So
which makes sense because here he is.
Yeah, here he is on screen. So for Frosty, I think for Fabian, I think he didn't expect anyone else yet to come in behind him, but you have to take the pit stop now. You save about 25 seconds if you do, so yeah. I guess Fabian wanted to keep the lead.
That's actually Scott Pye, and it looks like he's trying to get a wave around here at the moment, so there's a chance that he might be able to join the back of the queue. A few things that happened behind the scenes. The spotters were madly trying to tell the drivers where to go down there at turn 1. It was go left, go right, the track's blocked, forget it. And also, Jamie Whincup jumped the start, nearly ran up the back of Chaz Mostert before they're even off the grid, so expect him to get somewhere around a 40-second penalty.
All right, thanks, boys. The Pertec pit reporters. I think there's a few drivers telling a few other drivers where to go after all that as well. So Fabian Coulthard has the race lead. The Vodafone safety car will vacate the circuit at the end of this one, and we'll get a restart. So we're going to have 6 flying laps to the end of this Crompo. Hold your breath, folks. Don't forget, the round winner, courtesy of Armour All, will collect $1,000 this evening for their chosen charity. In round 2, it went to Shane Van Gisbergen and Wings for Life, and in round 3 last week, it went to Scotty McLaughlin at Camp Quality. So the driver who accrues the most points this evening across all 4 races will have $1,000 to give to their chosen charity, which is Dolly's Dream for Chaz Mostert, who is our effective race leader, given that Fabian and Frosty are yet to pit.
So we'll go racing again very shortly. The field all bunched up and tyres will be cold. So there's a reasonable probability that there could be some trauma here again. Now, I'm just trying to work out the Mark Winterbottom story, because it is actually showing on the iRacing timing at the moment that Frosty has actually taken his stop. But he certainly disappeared in the background. Well, as I rolled it off the lips, he was taking his stop. So anyway, we're racing once more. BP Supercars All-Stars E-Series restart, race 12, reverse grid. Compulsory stops taken. Fabian Coulthard for Shell V-Power Racing has the lead at the moment from Chaz Mostert, and showing Zane Goddard in position 3 from Joey Logano, who's made a remarkable comeback. Here he is, car number 56, and celebrating 56 years of Mustang. April's a big month for Ford Mustang. It's a celebratory month from the birth of that iconic car. Looking further down the order here, car number 14, Todd Hazelwood for Brute Military Strength. So he's got a new sponsor backer for this week. And David Reynolds torturing away there as well. Fair amount of scuff damage down the side of Joey's car. And he's got the Mobil 1 Middies entry of Bryce Fullwood, former Dunlop Super 2 champion, right alongside him at the moment. So how's Joey? I've got a bit going on trying to learn how to get off the line. This whole left and right thing, plus it's a completely different car. And he got up at 3 o'clock. So that's an awkward combination. And he's thrown his hands in the air.
He's got hands up.
Yeah,
hands up. There's 10 of them at him just there, and he's just given all the positions away. Jack Smith's found some trouble.
Yeah, so our pole sitters limping back as well. I've had a couple of runs in these cars, and there is Brad Jones Racing entry SCT Logistics. And one of the other things that you've got to be a little bit careful of is you can actually downshift too early as well. Not that that's been a major problem for this evening, but if you do happen to pull a low gear too early, you will lunch the thing, and that'll send you back into the pit lane. Car number 99, Anton De Pasquale's got some damage going on here as well. Now that's no good. Based on the tremendous race that he had earlier on, Chris Pith has got damage, and Anton comes in for some repairs for Penrite Racing and Erebus Motorsport. Shane Van Gisbergen in the lane here as well. So Chaz Mostert's got control of this one from Fabian. Zane Goddard, Cam Waters, Bryce Fullwood, then Jake Kostecki, Todd Hazelwood, Will Davison, David Reynolds in 9th, and Andre Heimgardner in 10th. We'll pick up our Pertec pit reporters once more for an update on observations. What's going on that lane, boys?
There's a bit going on here behind the scenes, guys. I just heard on the back channels that McLaughlin's also got trouble. So I was just about to say McLaughlin in the box seat, but just as I said it, I think McLaughlin's stopping on the track. He is down the back part of the circuit. So we're just about to say that Anton was going to come in for that fast repair, and now McLaughlin as well. I think he's out of action. I think it was an engine that blew up on that car.
Yeah,
probably a tow.
Just as you were talking there, Chad and Jono, you're on it too. The iRacing timing monitor had him in pit lane, so
yeah, right.
He's gone straight there, right?
So
the big three are all out of action.
It's exactly what I was about to say. You've got Van Gisbergen showing down there in 27th with a pile of damage that was visible. You've got Scotty McLaughlin on screen. Something's gone awry there, and we'll get to the bottom of that if we can follow it up for us. And we've also got Anton De Pasquale with some trauma as well. Back to the race leader. And we've got 5 laps remaining for Chaz Mostert over Fabian Coulthard. So this is the snapshot that we're looking here at the moment with Zane Goddard in the background, Cam Waters, Monster Energy in behind the unit Holden.
So Fabian will still have to complete his compulsory pit stop. So Chaz Mostert in solid control of this race as you ride with Cam Waters. Monster Energy Mustang, 1 win already. He won race 5 at Silverstone. He came into this round second in the championship, 4 podiums and a couple of fourths as well. He's been really solid. Chaz Mostert's trying to get that groove going out in the front. He's had a couple of podiums, yet to have a race win, but 6 top 10s. Remember, he's finished the first race here this evening in position 25, so he's benefited well from the reverse grid, and he's also benefited from the chaos down at turns 1 and 2 at the start of this race. Car number 10, the other wildcarder, Angelo Missouri, 18 years of age, last year's Australia Formula 4 champion, currently the Dunlop Super 2 Series for Roland Dane in Triple Eight, driving this evening for the Starlight Foundation.
And minus a rear wing at the moment. That'll make life a little bit exciting for him with the balance of that virtual race car. Into the hairpin, which under the best of circumstances is a handful. Now, I'm just keeping an eye on timing here at the moment, and De Pasquale is out there and running, but he's 40-odd seconds off the lead at the moment. But Van Gisbergen and McLaughlin, I believe, are out of business. We might get the Pertec pit reporters to give us an update when they've got more detail on hand there. And here is Anton on screen. So remember, he's been on the clawback. He's been extraordinary with his 1 lap pace. He's picked up Bryce Fullwood in this extraordinary battle with Jake Kostecki. So Anton's been just clawing his way back. He's had a magnificent 1 lap pace that's yielded a pile of those Armour All poles. But the conversion hasn't been quite so handy coming into the round this weekend with 8th, I say weekend, weeknight, 8th position. And Chad, if you're able to save me from myself and understanding what happened with McLaughlin and Van Gisbergen while I puddle here trying to guess.
I'm here for you, brother. It was actually two separate incidents that went on there. It looked like Jack Smith had his own moment, which took Anton out of action.
Yep.
And Brody Kostecki, who's back actually engineering for Anton tonight, was furious. Could hear him screaming on the back channels, swearing his head off about his involvement in that one. But there was something else that happened to Van Gisbergen.
Yeah, so the Van Gisbergen thing we're still going to look at, but for De Pasquale, they were actually in 2 minds about whether to pit or not, whether it was worth the 25 seconds to go through the lane. He had that much damage. And news on Frosty, he did actually come into the pit lane, but he didn't pit. Through all the 25 cars, he was trying to find his lollipop and just drove straight through to the exit, realizing, hey, I haven't made my pit stop yet, and he had to come back a second time round.
So that explains that one. And also, it was Chris Pither who went sliding across the grass and took Shane Van Gisbergen out, just to put a full stop on that one. Plenty of movers and shakers. Cam Waters is up 21 spots on his starting position in this race.
That's handsome. And we've got a bit of shuffling going on at the top of the charts here as well. So Chaz Mostert's now got control from Zane Goddard. Thanks for the update, boys. It helps having extra set of eyes on the mission so that we can try and unravel for everybody at home what's occurring here. Alex Davison for Local Legends on screen. Car number 19, Team Sydney's got Rick Kelly for Castrol Racing in behind him. And Scott McLaughlin actually mobile once more. And then I think Lee Holdsworth was behind him, Matty. And actually Van Gisbergen is running out there at the moment. So they've hit the fast repairs and got themselves going once more. So this is going to hurt them, though, for points because they are well down the order at the moment.
Yeah, and Scotty McLaughlin, as Fabian Coulthard rejoins, is trying to weave his way through this traffic. So the cleansed position so far, now that everybody has circulated pit lane, Chaz Mostert has the race lead by about 3 seconds over Zane Goddard. Cam Waters currently on the podium after making up 22 positions. Bryce Fullwood is behind him. We were riding earlier with Jake Kostecki, who's already had a pole position in this series. Then it's Todd Hazelwood. Position 7 belongs to Macaulay Jones. Angelo Missouri's. Oh, hang on a sec. And Alex Davison, Local Legends, finds contact with the wall.
That went on for a while. So he chased that one until eventually surrendered when the concrete grabbed him. So Alex Davison managing somehow to get himself all crossed up and out of shape, and these guys all got through without too much trouble. Van Gisbergen, does he get it done down the inside of Fabian? Yes, he does. So nice braking manoeuvre at the hairpin. It's not easily done without locking everything up and either spearing off or making contact. He did neither of those things. He did it beautifully. And now sets off after Scott McLaughlin. And every point can be important. BP Ultimate Replay will tell us a little bit more of the story here. Looking here at Mark Winterbottom. And this is what happened to Alex. So he just dropped the left rear onto the grass and the painted white line. No grip. They are sensitive to it. It's exactly as it would be in motor racing reality. And he rotates, eventually whacks the wall significantly, and he's heading back off to pit lane. So the replay told the story. That is Alex Davison on screen, brother of Will, and a vastly experienced supercar driver who got the call up to join Team Sydney for the Australian Grand Prix Virgin Australia Supercar event 2 of the championship. And unfortunately, we didn't get to execute that one, but we are keeping our fingers crossed that we'll have some racing through the back end of the year, and we'll see Alex together with all of your favourite supercar drivers back in action. Mostert, Cam Waters, Zane Goddard. Now, this will be good news, Matty, for Cam Waters' points tally. Remember, he came into the round in second place, 89 points adrift. I'm not on top of the points entirely from race number 11, but he's right up the sharp end at the moment, Cam Waters, so he's only 4 odd seconds off the lead from Chaz Mostert. Looking good. Yeah,
he finished top 5 in that last race, and he's on track for yet another podium here, so he'll be looking good for championship points for the series, and of course overall round points for this evening, and perhaps $1,000 for his chosen charity, which is Camp Quality. And at the moment he's got Jake Kostecki behind him. So Chaz Mostert on the final lap has a 3.8 second lead over Cam Waters. Coming into this round, Crompo, Mostert and Heimgartner were the only drivers in the top 6 without a race win next to their name. Their consistency, especially for Andre Heimgartner, and of course Chaz picked this game up very, very quickly, has been outstanding. And there he is. Moment One Appliances online, Walkinshaw, Andretti United, Commodore. Gee, just gets you with that hairdo, doesn't he? Looks as though it's going to deliver this time for Chaz Mostert. An extraordinary race. Reverse Gridder has come up with all sorts of storylines and all sorts of damage. A big punch in championship terms for our championship leader, Scotty McLaughlin, and also for Shane van Gisbergen down in 23rd and 24th. Marcus Ambrose is currently midfield in 17th. Next up, we'll go to the circuit that Marcus absolutely loved throughout his NASCAR series career and his nationwide series career there in the second tier of NASCAR, Watkins Glen in New York State. But Chaz Mostert has control of this one. Cam Waters, rock solid down the Casino Straight for the last time. Turns 13 and 14 ahead of them. The right-hander flick back to the left. Take it out wide to the wall, and for the first time in the BP Supercars All-Stars E-Series, Chaz Mostert claims a victory.
Nice job. He came home with a decent margin as well. And remember, this is off the back of his IndyCar E-Series iRacing run just a couple of days ago as well, where he did quite a decent job, and he was running that race with Scott McLaughlin, who picked up a 4th. So that one works in favour of Chaz Mostert. The reverse grid race with a margin after the intervention of the Vodafone safety car. 4 seconds the gap to Cam Waters, and Zane Goddard in position number 3 as the rest of the field still trails home. Fullwood, Kostecki, Hazelwood, Jones, Missouri, a top 10 result. Jamie Whincup, a top 10 result, and Gary Jacobson. We'll run through all of those results for you in full detail very shortly. And a bit of a wild run to the flag for Rick Kelly and Anton De Pasquale. They managed to resolve it though. So there is our race winner. He gets 75 points to his credit, and Chaz came into the event tonight, coming into the round, I should say, in 5th position. So the BP Ultimate results: Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, Mostert just on 4 seconds over Waters, Goddard, Fullwood, Kostecki, Hazelwood, Jones, Missouri, Whincup and Jacobson. The top 10, 24 seconds across the top group. Fabian Coulthard, Rick Kelly, Anton De Pasquale, actually not a bad recovery, so some solid points there for Anton. Winterbottom, Holdsworth, Reynolds, Ambrose up to 17th, then Davison, Heimgartner, Pither, LeBrock, Logano in position number 22 after being absolutely knocked senseless at the start of the race, but at least he's managed to get it home. Koala highlights, Matty.
Yeah, the Koala race highlights, and as you mentioned, Joey Logano there in car 56. That started it all. Chris Pither into the wall, and by the time they got down to... I want to see his face here. Yeah, he's given up right there. By the time they got to turn 2, watch this from the chopper replay. It was actually a really good start from Scotty Pye on the second row. By the time he got to turn 2, he was upside down in the fence. Rick Kelly copped it. Mark Winterbottom copped it. But watch this for damage. As they were exiting turn 1, they were spinning off left, right and centre. As they tried to push around the right-hander, it all unfolded again. I'm not even going to try and say who's in there, but look, listen and learn, kids. Don't try that one at home.
I think Lee Holdsworth also decided to go straight ahead in the middle of all that, because he just popped out the pit exit road, just trying to find a way through. How's Alex Davison's moment that we described as he dropped the left rear on the grass? That was pretty wild. Managed to wander back into the pit lane unscathed. So nice victory, 75 points. Chaz Mostert, well done. And he gets home by 4 seconds from Cam Waters. So excellent result.
So you posed the question at the beginning of that race, Crumpo, what could possibly go wrong? I think we can say everything after that start. Unbelievable. Chaz Mostert able to capitalise for his first race win in this E-Series.